So my name is Joe Fernandez. I'm the founder of Klout, and what we do is we measure how influential people are across the social web. We're based in San Francisco, and I think this is a really exciting space right now of people creating all this content. How do you know who to trust? How do you know who to target? How do you know how to navigate this kind of mess of social media?
Yeah, great idea for a company. How did you come about the idea for the company and the name?
So the way I came about the company was actually kind of crazy. I had jaw surgery in December 2007, and it was 3 months. My jaw was totally wired shut. So even my mom, if I try, she couldn't understand anything I said. So Twitter really became my only real form of communication.
Your only friend.
Yeah, it was. It was weird. And I'd already been using Twitter, but it changed because it was my only friend. It changed the way I saw it, and it was really amazing to me that the people who trusted me the most, I could instantly tell them my opinion on what I ate, what I read, what movie I saw, and they would do the same to me, and it would have some sort of impact. And this idea of word of mouth is nothing new. We all, our friends tell us what restaurant they went to, and we think, oh, I'm gonna go try that. But it had never been measurable and scalable in any real way. So Twitter was the first time that I saw something like this, and became obsessed with the idea. And while I was still wired shut, it was winter time, and I was in New York and kind of locked in my apartment, started building the prototype of Klout. And so that's really where it came from. And the name, there was no other name. It was when I started thinking about the first thing, even before I kind of started diagramming out what we were doing, I wrote Klout at the top of the notebook page with the K. And so that's always been the name. And I don't know, I'm really proud of our technology and how we've done in the market, but it's funny how far a name will take you. People have really kind of identified with it, yeah, and it's so, we hit something right there at least. Before this, I'd always been an entrepreneur. I'd started multiple other companies and really loved engaging with people. And as an entrepreneur, you think you could kind of overcome anything. So I thought oh, I'll just be wired shut for a couple days, then I'll be back to normal. And it's it was the one time I couldn't will myself through that kind of process. So it really was isolating and more challenging kind of emotionally than I ever anticipated. You don't ever anticipate having your jaw wired shut, but in doing it, it really I drew into social media in a much more focused way. It was always just a casual part of my life, but it became because it was the only way I could connect.
It's your consciousness, isn't it? That's what
I needed still to connect with people, and so Twitter was it, and then thinking about my background in starting companies were mainly around data, so it was a perfect storm of situations that, and then luckily started building Klout, and then luckily social media went more mainstream pretty quickly after that. So it was kind of, everything happened for a reason, and it was the right time. So
yeah, but this is especially what I'm hearing at this event today is timing is everything.
Absolutely, it's always right product, wrong time, wrong product anytime, right product, right time. But then you still have to execute, you still have to focus, you still have to the hardest thing is what you talked about, your friends are all kind of doing one thing and you're taking a hard left turn, and being secure enough with the instability of the road you're heading on, where as a founder you feel multiple times in a day the smartest person in the world are so screwed. Dealing with that is probably being able to maintain
the faith, keeping the faith, isn't it?
Exactly.
And what happened? Your mouth's wired shut, you're on Twitter, you're developing Klout, you're in New York.
Right.
How did you get to San Francisco? What happened?
So once I built the prototype, one of my old best friends who had previously started another company together, he was in LA, I showed him what I built, and he got excited, and I needed help, for sure. So we decided to join forces again. The problem was I couldn't convince him to move to New York, and I didn't want to move to LA. So we both compromised and moved to San Francisco. And it made sense because, we were basically taking this huge risk of we're going to leave everything else behind and start this company focused on social media and Twitter. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, I want to be best friends with the people on Twitter and all the other, Facebook and everywhere else. So we actually moved to San Francisco, got office space in Twitter's building. Yeah, so made a really strong effort to connect with people and be a part of that ecosystem. Be a good citizen in that.
That's really cool that you're in the Twitter building.
It's weird. It's funny. We'll hijack meetings from them because everyone who's coming to San Francisco to visit Twitter will tweet out something like, in San Francisco, really excited to visit Twitter today, and it'll be the chief marketing officer for Coke. And we'll message him and say, hey, we're in the same building, come see us. And we get all these great meetings just being there.
Oh my God, what is that? It's not quite a symbiotic relation. It's almost parasitic.
Well, yeah,
we're
we are, totally. Yeah. We're, I don't know, it's really funny.
That's a fantastic opportunity, it's creating more opportunity for you. I really think for a lot of stuff you actually need to be based in San Francisco, at the moment.
For what we do, it would be tough to not be there. From the relationship standpoint and we need engineers that can handle huge amounts of data. And having Google and eBay and Facebook and all these big companies out there that we can pull some of those guys from. Yeah, that's really critical. And one thing in San Francisco is the mentality of the community. People are so gracious with their time and their willingness to help you. So it's certainly a big help to be there. And for what we do, it's pretty critical. And but that said, there's certainly examples of successful companies not there. And it'd be great if that same, as an entrepreneur and somebody who cares about technology, I want to see that same kind of ecosystem as many places as possible.
Yeah, no, but Joe, where are you from in America?
I grew up in Las Vegas, but I've lived all over. But grew up in Las Vegas and my family's all still there.
Your family's still there?
Yeah.
What do your parents do?
My dad works in gaming for one of the big hotels, and my mom works in insurance. Yeah. So
where did the entrepreneurial
I don't know.
come from?
Yeah, it's weird because both my parents, nobody's really.
There's some safe jobs.
Yeah, I mean casinos are a little crazy, but I think I realized pretty early on that any organization I joined, I ended up having problems. So unless I created the organization, that was the only way it could work. So I don't know. Even when I was 12 and 13, I was buying and selling all the video games in school, I had created. So it's kind of just something I don't know where it came from, but
it's there.
Yeah, it's a part of you. It has its great points. It's amazing. I get to come to Dublin and meet amazing people. Yeah. But then also I'm driving home at 2 a.m. and there's no cars on the road. So there's
sacrifice.
Yeah. But I can't imagine doing anything else.
Joe, tell me the secret.
The secret of Klout?
The secret. Yeah, tell me. How can I use Klout to get more influence, to grow my community?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
So it's funny, I'm basically Klout guy now. Any event, how much people ask me hey, how do I raise my score, or how do I do this or that? And the good and bad is that there's not the keys are, the way you have a high Klout score is consistently creating good content that people engage with.